Hello, good evening. Chris Hughes from Rebound on Upstreamedia's YouTube and Facebook Live this evening. I'm joined by Josh Ogundele, who's just recently committed to Iowa. Really look forward to talk about his journey and all things basketball. Welcome, Josh. I hope you're well.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I say really excited here, but you've gone from the Worcester Academy onto now to Iowa, and really look forward to talking about that and all your journey so far. I thought maybe we'd start this with a little introduction. I think people think, oh, Dave only see, but you've been a Barton, you played GB under 18, and you're on these next steps. So maybe tell us where your basketball journey started, maybe something who inspired you to get into basketball, and how the passion started for you.
Well, I went to boarding school when I was 11. In the countryside in Norfolk, and I played rugby, football sometimes, but mostly rugby. And I was bigger than everyone else. When I was like 11, I was like 5'9", 5'8", 5'10". But like when as I started like during the years, I started growing. But every 3 weeks, I would come back home and like play basketball at a local club called Thunder. Barking the Dagenham Thunder, and he always tell me like, just come. I'll put you in a school. Just come here. We can like you can make basketball like a thing for you. And I was like, I don't know. So every 3 weeks I'll come back and play. But as I came back, I started growing. Like my mom's 6'2", so I started at 5'10", and every time I came back, I would start growing. And by the time I was in year 8, I was taller than her. So they were like, my coach convinced me to come back and play basketball at Barking Abbey, but I couldn't leave. I couldn't join the academy till year 9, so I went to just a normal school for one term. Ended up going to Barking Abbey, and that was terrible. Like tripped over my own feet. Like I was one of those like I don't know how to say it, lanky, like a deer that like didn't know how to control his body. And then I just started working hard, like working out every day with James Veer, Lloyd Gardner, Mark Clark, Karen Byrne, and yeah, that's how I
Awesome.
really started.
Obviously, we're talking off air, but you've been with Coach Matlin, chose some practice, and you mentioned the coaches you just mentioned there. What was some of the best advice you've received so far on your journey?
Um, I would say don't let one thing that a lot of people have always told me, especially coaches from England, is don't let like the fame I would say get in your head. Like don't let your accomplishments get in your head because you haven't made it yet. Like I feel like a lot of people dwell on the things they've done so far rather than the things they're about to accomplish, and that's where a lot of players mess up. That's why I've sometimes messed up thinking that I made it already when I haven't. So just making sure I'm level headed and staying focused all the time.
Definitely, and I think that's a really good message to keep you going and keep you hungry and keep learning. And I really like to take your opinion because I think the current group of GB youngsters has a lot of potential. I think a lot of promising players. I know you played with a few of them in GB under 18s. What was that experience like coming in as maybe one of the younger guys? How was that experience for you?
It was good being the youngest on the team. It was fun. Like, it's not like I was the smallest, so it's not like I could get picked on stuff like that. But it was a good experience to see the older guys and play with them, see how the Euros actually was. Because I played 16s and it was good. The next year, I kind of struggled because I was doing GCSEs and I didn't really play basketball as much. So I added on a lot of weight, like a lot of weight. So when I came to GB, I didn't really achieve how I wanted to achieve because I was bigger and I couldn't really run. But it was a learning point seeing like all these new players and playing against Luka, like Samanik, all these players, top players. So I think it was a learning curve that I've obviously learned from. But it was a fun experience.
For sure. I imagine in the those scrimmages for guys, you came up against some tough opposition. Who about that group of players was like the toughest to face up to in training, either at the GB or in Barking when you were growing up?
Um, at GB, I would say
Hmm.
playing against like my friend Hosanna. He's a big body too. Playing against strong players like him, or even just at Barking Abbey playing against people like Aquazi or like RJ or Josh Still, Calvin, people like that. that was just. I think one thing that helped me get better in America, become stronger, more physical players I play against now in high school is because I play against older guys all my life. So playing against older guys, they're gonna pick on you, they're gonna hit you, shout at you, make you accountable. So that helped me a lot.
For sure. And then after that, obviously, you went to American Prep School, Worcester Academy. How did that opportunity come about, and how's that 3 years been for you? I'm sure there's some highlights about your time there.
It was a funny experience from when they started recruiting me in England. When I first got there, I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. Like I wanted to leave after 2 weeks. It was a mixture of emotions, homesick, but as I started to become friends with more of the players, uh, it was I don't know. We did terrible the first season. First season maybe like won like 6, 7 games. Second season won like 10 games. But this last year we came to the finals. We should have won the league, but we had a bad finals and we're up by 25. We blew it, but it was a good experience playing with all these top players, watching my friends grow, us grow together. Like all of us winning together is what pushes me.
Definitely. And I'm always interested of game day experience. So when you were over there, what was it like? Was it really nice playing big in front of big crowds, or was it different from venue to venue? Were there places you like, wow, that was an amazing place to play?
I think that's the difference between England playing basketball in England and playing in America. Like whether it's AAU or even high school, like in England you don't really have big crowds, but in America, like you have big like arenas. But we didn't really play in big arenas. We played in like a few arenas, but like our normal home crowd, we have two bleachers and they're normally filled, packed. I think the biggest game we played was against Brewster Academy. We played against a guy called Terrence Clark. He's like number five in the country. He's going to Kentucky this year. But the whole like it was over maximum capacity, over 1,000 people there. Like the gym was filled, the top was filled, the floor was filled, people on the knees, like cameras. It was crazy. So I think that
Definitely
might have been the best game.
awesome, man. I say as a fan, I've learned a bit more about the place about America, like the prep schools, JUCO, and everything, all the different places. And I'm really interested to see what you felt like from the 3 years you're in there. What did you gain most from prep school? Was it the academic side, or was it sort of playing as more physical players, or was it the mental side? What do you think, looking back? I know it's only just finished. What do you think you got most out of from being over there?
Well, prep schools definitely helped me educational side. Like when I first came, not gonna lie, I didn't do any work, but there's obviously consequences if you don't do work. You can't play, like get in trouble with teachers. So that forced me to stay level-headed and balance my schoolwork and basketball at the same time. And also, it's just I mean I would say I was already dependent before I went to prep school because I went to boarding school when I was 11. But just meeting new friends, making bonds because a lot of people that go to prep school are rich or their family is rich or they have people like higher up. So like I think just creating like friendships that can help you later on in life, just bonds really.
Definitely, and I think it's a topical discussion at the moment in terms of like for the youngsters the next generation going to America, and I'm sure there's people watching here have their own view on the system. But I'd love for you to give you your advice to maybe someone who's thinking, oh, I might be going to America next year, September, or the year after. What advice should you give to them, sort of, to prepare them for the experience?
The one thing I realized, like when I was younger, I would just be like dreaming. I'm like, I want to go to America. I want to go to America. I want to go to America. But then I realized, like, it's good to go to America. Like, there's a lot of exposure, but there are a lot of schools out there that are just as good as in England, or even way worse than in England. Like, just going to America isn't gonna help you get offers, go to like get scholarships like that. Like, you have to go to a good program and a coach that cares about you, not just well, there's obviously at the end of the day, a coach's job. It's a coach's job, and he has to provide for his family, stuff like that. So you have to really look at yourself and think, like, am I good enough to come now? Am I good enough to? You have to set, I would say, goals for yourself, like goals that are achievable. Not like come in here and be like, I want to go to Duke when I'm in 2 years time. Like that's like not really. A lot of people can't do that. So you have to create goals that are reasonable and be honest with yourself.
I think
Also,
that's really good.
when you
Yeah, come on. No,
yeah,
come on, mate.
I was gonna say also when it comes to like offers and stuff, you can't wait for your coaches to do all the stuff for you. Think about it. There's more than 12 people on the team, 12 people on the team, and your coach has other people that he needs to help too, not just you. So you can't wait for him to do all the work for yourself. You have to do it for yourself too.
Very true. I think it's a really good message. How would you recommend people to find out what college to go to, what teams are the right fit for them? Because I think being from England, you almost step back because you don't have those connections. You don't. The coaches probably don't know you as well as maybe they do the 14 or 15-year-old who plays a couple miles down the road from them. How do you find the right
Yeah.
program for you, in your opinion?
Well, if you watch a lot of teams, you'll see that, like for instance, the reason why I picked, let's say Iowa, for instance,
Yeah,
Iowa, they have like they have like two big men. So you should like, I'm a center, power forward. I'm not gonna go to a school that has 20 like five power forward centers in my position that I'm not gonna play. Or I'm not going to go to a school, if I'm a point guard, I'm not going to go to a school that has three point guards ahead of me. I'm going to go to a school that needs a point guard or needs someone in my position or that I know I'll play at and kill. So you should, like, if I was in England and I'm looking at schools, watch schools in like the conferences that you know you're playing. Like, I don't know, Big Sky or like just the normal small conferences like low major, D1, D2. Look at those schools and see if they need a guard in your position or if a guard in your position is graduating, and then reach out to them, show them your highlights, and be honest with yourself. If you don't think you're going to go there or get a scholarship, then don't do it.
for sure. And how does that getting the offer process work? You say you can't wait for the coach to do it. You've got to be proactive. What's the process?
Of getting the offer,
Yeah,
well, for me, well, one of my coaches wanted me to offer, like, reach out to schools because I wasn't really getting offers. But when I first started playing AAU, my coach had a lot of connects. He coached for the Boston Celtics. He works for the Clippers. But when you play AAU, literally there are hundreds of coaches all around the gym. There could be 50 at your game. There could be 10. There could be one. But when you're at your game, they have a whole like checkboard, like a whole list of people's names, where they're from, emails, date of birth, stuff like that. So if they're interested in you, you have a good game, they could offer you on the spot. But some coaches want to create a bond first. Like Iowa, for instance, they've watched me a few times, but they wanted to create a bond with me first before they offered me. They came to watch me in my open gym, like playing pickup with my other teammates, and they offered me. So it's really about relationships. That's literally all it is: relationships and bonds.
awesome. And I see where you are a top there, and I saw that you got number 23 jersey. Obviously, big boots to fill with MJ and LeBron wearing it. What was the story behind picking your number?
Oh, there wasn't really a story. My coach said, "What numbers do you want?" Um, I wanted to pick either 13 or 35 if they were taken. I was like, "What other numbers are available?" Yeah, figures out to 55. So I was like, 23 taken. I just picked it. There's nothing really a story behind it.
No, no.
Then I realized after I
Awesome.
picked it, oh, LeBron and MJ were 23, so were 23, so it's kind of crazy.
I think a lot of eyes be on you next season with that number on your back. You just see how you get on.
Yeah.
Um, what did you know about your squad going in? I know we were talking a bit off air, but someone in your position might or might not get NBA. Tell us a bit more about what you
Um.
know about the squad going into it.
Well, this time last year, I didn't really know anything about it. I thought I didn't know the difference between Iowa and Iowa State, but as I started to research more about it, I found out there's a guy on my team called Luca Garza. He averaged like 24 and 10 this year as a big, and he nearly got Player of the Year, but he kind of got snubbed. But hey, that's a different situation. That's a different conversation. But the team is a well like is a how how should I say it? The team's a stacked team, I should say. They have very good players in each position. Um, they haven't got they haven't got a sophomore or a freshman. I'm the freshman big, obviously, so I'm the only big coming in this class, and they have one other big man, Luca Garza, and they have another big, but I think he had an injury, so he's come back from injury. But Luca might go to the NBA this year. He doesn't know. We don't know yet. So if he goes, I think I'll play a big role. It all depends on how I practice and stuff like that. But if he stays, I'll obviously imagine playing behind him, watching him and learning from him, but also like playing too. So I think that's really it. We're coming in, I think, top three, top five in the country. So
Nice.
obviously we have a target at our back. We're not coming in just to like, just try and make the tournament. We're coming here to win the league, win the Big Ten, obviously get a chip, NCAA.
Nice. I say good luck, and I look forward to seeing how you get on this season. I know following you on Twitter is a bit frustrating because you obviously want to be there with your guys and build that
Yeah.
chemistry, get in the gym. But what some things you do at the moment to keep you going, as you say?
Well, I used to work out with Coach Mayland, but he kind of lives far. He lives like an hour and a half away, so I just now the parks are opened up. I just go to the park with some other people that played college or are in college still, and play 3-on-3, 5v5, or just work out with them. That's really it.
Nice.
I just watch what
And is it?
I'm trying to lose weight, so I just watch what
Yeah.
I eat.
I know. I think that's really difficult at the moment, especially with lockdown. I find I'm eating a lot more carbs than I should be, and maybe not doing as much water as I could be. Um,
Yeah,
I imagine you'll find it difficult. It's anything that you're like, oh, I can't eat that. I really want to eat that. I imagine each of us has our own individual struggles with keeping our weight down.
so many, so many
Oh,
struggles. Yeah,
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And we were talking about earlier. Obviously, you said that we were talking about Last Stars. I know you've not watched much of it, but and I know you're a bit of a Kobe fan. And we just heard recently there's been that documentary coming out soon, which I'm really looking forward to watch. What was it about this game that really excited you as a player, but stood out maybe against other NBA legends?
like I wouldn't really say I'm like a crazy Kobe fan. I like him. Like I like his
Yeah,
energy, his work ethic, and obviously that's something we can all take away from it. But it's really just his energy and work ethic that I took away from it.
for sure. And I say his documentary's coming soon for people watching it. I imagine it's going to be quite similar to the Last Dance. I know you've not watched much of. Growing up, were there any players you really looked sort of inspired you? Maybe players you sort of based a bit of your game on? Who's sort of the inspiration for you growing up as a basketballer?
Um, I like Joel Embiid's game a lot. If I could model one person's game, it would be Joel Embiid. He's
For
aggressive,
sure.
he can shoot, and yeah. But a lot of people say I play like Zebo, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to play like him. I'm trying to get my model my game after Joel Embiid.
Awesome. I say, yeah, he's an amazing player. And I don't know, will you be watching much of the NBA when it comes back soon? We've got that coming up in a few weeks. That's something to keep us going.
Yeah, I'll be trying to watch it. The time difference is crazy, but yeah, I'll end up watching it again.
I know. I was actually just looking because that's for me. I got a Sky Sports Pass this season, hoping to catch the NBA in the UK. And depending if I'm working, it's that getting it in. But the times for the restart look a bit more UK friendly. So hopefully, I'll
Yeah,
I'll watch that. Who do you think to win the chip this season?
I'm not gonna. I think the Lakers are probably gonna win.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
think
the
you're right
Lakers
there with
probably gonna
LeBron.
win.
Definitely, definitely. I say that I say it's great to have you on talk about basketball. I thought maybe talk a bit light topic. I know in your workout video you had your Marvel top on. Is there a Marvel film you particularly enjoy? Yes, I'm sure a lot of people rewatching films like that during this lockdown.
Um, I don't even know if this is. No, it definitely is Marvel. Yeah, it definitely is. Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame.
I
Yeah,
like
that's a good
Endgame.
one. Yeah,
That's probably my favorite ever. Ant Man and Wasp. Those are probably my favorite ones.
yeah, I like Ant-Man. I like the light-hearted ones, bit of comedy. You don't have to really think too much. The Ant playing the drum, it's quite nice and just quite chilled. Um, Obviously, like it's a different time for you. You can't be with you guys in America, and obviously you're trying to work out, lose weight. And I think if lockdown, we're all trying to find something to do. I don't know what things have you been doing to sort of keep yourself going away from basketball. So it's good to have those hobbies as well.
Um, I watch a lot of Netflix, play video games at PS4. And just chill with friends, watch Netflix, and play video games.
Sounds good, man. I say, hopefully we'll get you back into America soon so you be with your teammates and you
Hopefully.
get going. But I kind of want to talk a bit more about your time at Worcester. What you said a few of the highlights, but maybe like since you've had time to think about, was there like a game in particular that really stood out for you, or a challenge you felt you really overcome? Because I think there's a lot into the first year. It builds character and really helps you in terms of your own development, I imagine.
Um. Uh. So my coach, in the 6, 7 years he's been here, I don't think he's won. He's lost in the semi-finals a lot of times. We the 2 years I've been here, we haven't made. Well, the 4 years he hasn't. He's been head coach. I don't think he's won a playoff game at least. So it was just like this year. Last year we lost in the playoff. We lost before the playoffs. This year we made the playoffs, and he always lost in the first playoff game. Last year we made the playoffs, but I got a concussion, so I couldn't play. But this year we won the playoff games. I think I had like 21 points and like 20 points, 19 points in the second half, I think. And after having 2 fouls in the first, so that winning that game was just crazy for us in the locker room. Like was throwing water on the coach. It was just a really good experience. So
Yeah, it does seem quite popular. I see a few charming videos where they chuck the water at people. It seems quite good experience to
yeah.
me. Um, lot of players they often like remember some of the players they played against. Is there any players you played against that you think, oh, from a UK standpoint, this guy's really good. He could make the NBA. Anyone you come across that you felt was like really stood out from the others when you played against them?
Well, somebody played. I haven't played against him, but like I know him. I'm cool with him. Jeremy Sochan.
Oh yeah, for
He's
sure.
I think he's really good. He's really good. My friend Kane. I think he could make the NBA. Even if it takes maybe like 3, 4 years playing professional, I think he could make the NBA because he's very athletic, long, and he can shoot. So yeah.
Definitely. And I say you obviously went. You started as a Barty Abbey pro, but they obviously done really well. Not sure you saw they were in the Adidas Next Generation tournament. They did pretty well. Were you aware of that? And what for you makes the Barton Abbey franchise such a good one in terms of youth development in the UK, in your opinion?
I feel like the coaches obviously a lot of coaches involved with the national team, so obviously not a lot. They could get the best players, but they helped me especially develop because I didn't know if I was going to grow when I was back then, if I was going to grow that tall. I was really tall. So they started teaching me how to become like a guard. Like when I was in year 10, year 11, I played 1 to 4. I didn't even play the five. I was literally dribbling, shooting, I literally did what I want. That helped me because now I can like space out, I can shoot. It's not like I'm just a back to the back to the basket big that can just dribble and like hook shots, stuff like that.
Nice,
So
man,
I
nice.
think it just became more versatile.
And was there like a particular thing one of those coaches said that really stays with you now, maybe like a life lesson or something that really sticks with you now, even when you're, other side of the world, but still have in the back of your head of what they said?
Like I said before, just staying level-headed. Don't dwell on the stuff you've done now. Even my parents don't dwell on the stuff you've done now because there's more to come for you. You shouldn't stick
For
to
sure,
what you've done in the past. Focus on the future.
for sure. Um, Obviously, like part of the American experience, I know there's a lot of hard work on the court, and you talked a bit about your highlights, but what what about the off the court experience do you get to appreciate? Because I imagine, even though you're quite busy, you still get to go out and see a bit of the life over there. What things for you have been some of the highlights of your time in America?
Um, well, because of AAU, it took me to places like Georgia, Texas, stuff like that, places like that. So it was nice looking around the area. My friends, I go to prep school, so I could go to the houses. They have nice houses, visit family because obviously I don't have family there. So during like let's say Christmas or spring break or even during the summer, I go to the houses or just visit friends. I think that was good. But my school, like outside my school is in the hood. Like sometimes you hear gunshots at night, stuff like that. But like I got to make friends in that area too, so it was nice just making friends. Yeah.
definitely. And uh, say it's good to get that experience. And I know there's obviously the realities too. It's not all the dreams. So it's good to hear a bit of everything. And I say I wish you all the best for next season. I thought maybe to finish on maybe something you're really looking forward to go to Iowa. What is is there something where like is it the facilities that you're really looking forward to, or your teammates? What's the thing that's like in your head? You're like counting down to you to go and see it. What's the thing that's the most on top of your list?
I'm just ready to play, prove all these people wrong, focus on myself, focus on getting better for myself first. Um, Obviously, I know I have a lot of potential, but like potential is not going to help you get better. It's how I work out and how I like make myself stronger, and like it's really just about mental toughness. So,
Yeah, for
but when I
sure.
go to Iowa, like, I have a couple goals, like just like obviously, hopefully get bigger and stronger, which is definitely going to happen. Win the Big Ten, hopefully. Shoot well. I don't want to just like shoot bad. I want to shoot at least 60, 70% from the field, um, at least 70% from the free throw line, and hopefully win the national championship too.
For sure. So I'm really looking to see how you're getting on. I say again, thank you for coming on. It'd be great hearing your story, learn a bit more about you. I think for me, I think having the youngsters like yourself is really beneficial. It gets your name out there, but also gives you that experience. Well, um, I say you come across really level-headed. It's great talking to you. What advice would you give to other youngsters, maybe in the same situation yourself? Because I'm sure we're all human, have good days, bad days. What advice would you give to those listening or watching in and thinking, "Oh, I'm struggling a bit today"? What would your advice be to them?
Well, everyone struggles. That's part of the development. If you haven't struggled, then maybe it's been too easy for you. The ride's been easy. But if you struggle and overcome, that's how you know there's growth and you're getting better. There's like I can count many days when I've actually wanted to quit basketball, but like it's my life. Like just because it's a hard day, like it's nothing's easy. Nothing good is easy. If it was easy, like everyone would be doing it. So yeah,
I think that's very true, and I think the adversity it makes us better as people, doesn't it? I think you've got to challenge yourself, and that way you get a bit of personal growth, but also your personal growth. I say thank you for coming on, my friend, and I say I wish you all the best next season. Stay
thank
safe and
you.
hopefully you get to America soon, all right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So
Uh,
it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Josh. Take care, everyone, and stay
uh,
safe.